Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense. That's right, America. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the lost art of common sense. And today we have a special guest, Pastor Jackson Lahmeyer. We're thrilled to welcome him to the show. Pastor Lahmeyer is the lead pastor of Sheridan Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he and his wife Kendra shepherd a valiant congregation alongside their 5 children, a fourth-generation Oklahoman and Oral Roberts University alumni with master's degrees in theological and historical studies. Jackson has dedicated his life to faith leadership, serving as Oklahoma State Coordinator for the Billy Graham Evangelist Association and Crusade Director for Christ of All Nations. He's the founder of Pastors for Trump, a nationwide coalition mobilizing Christian leaders across all 50 states to champion faith, family, and freedom. As a key member of the White House Faith Council, Jackson was present at its establishment under President Trump and continues to lead efforts exposing anti-Christian bias in federal agencies. His latest book, Chasing After the Wind, offers a raw exploration in pursuing true purpose and holiness in a post-Christian America. Pastor Jackson Lahmeyer, thanks for joining us and being on the show.
Well, guys, I appreciate it, and hopefully we can bring back some common sense tonight. I love the title, guys.
Yeah, that's well, the whole show started with me and my buddy Kevin. He's in Iowa and I'm down in Texas, and we would just talk about all the stuff going on. And it's like, man, seems like there was a huge lack of common sense in a lot of areas of the country. So we're like, hey, let's start recording ourselves and putting it on the internet so it can never take it back.
It'll be there forever.
It's there forever, right?
That's
It's
right.
there forever.
Yes. And we're super happy to have you on. And I was interested in, because you're kind of a young guy. You just turned 33, 34?
34.
34.
Yeah.
Like just recently, not that I'm stalking you. I was just trying to do a little background.
What did I get myself into tonight, eh?
I'm just saying, if you're just like, hi, hey, remember me? But you've done a lot, up to 34. I'm just kind of wondering, like, what got you to, be a faith leader, got you to where you are with being the lead pastor at the Sheridan Church, and as well as, I'm sure you've talked about it tons of time, but, like, I'm interested in what got you into wanting to run for Senate and how that felt, not necessarily like wanting to run, but like, because you're kind of in the gambit when you're running. So you're getting a good look at kind of behind the curtain. And we kind of feel like nobody takes that position, or not a lot of people in that position in Washington take that role seriously anymore. It's all about me, or feeling powerful or being rich. So kind of what drew you to that as well? And I know I just loaded a huge question for you, but just talk about.
Start off
I
great.
guess you want my autobiography, eh?
Yeah.
So
Quick synopsis.
I had to grow up fast. I became a dad in high school, 17. And so I had to grow up. And that's when I came to surrender my life to Christ, was after that. And God kind of gave me a new purpose and meaning. And I felt the call in the ministry when I went to Oral Roberts University. I started as a business major because that's what I wanted to do. And just really since God was kind of tugging me to be a pastor. And, I didn't have any pastors in my family or anything like that. So I didn't really know what that was. And I honestly didn't want to do it because it's a tough job for not a whole lot of reward. And so I wanted to be business. But, God won that battle. And I'm glad he did, because I've had the time of my life. It hasn't been easy, but it's been a great journey thus far. And so, I became a senior pastor at the age of 25. Can you believe that? They gave a 25-year-old kid the reins.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wild.
Oh, man, I feel so sorry for those early years where I got to practice my sermons out on a group of people. They'll be getting extra crowns when they get to heaven because they endured some tough times. But so I had to grow up quick. Became a dad at 17. Became a not a youth pastor, not an assistant pastor, but the pastor at the age of 25, and it was a lot of responsibility and weight. But God was good and gracious in spite of me doing everything humanly possible to mess it up. God sustained me through it, and the church is doing great today, growing and thriving and all that. But I was 29, and this was 2020, and I made the decision to keep our church open whenever everyone was shutting down. And because we decided to stay open, the mayor of Tulsa threatened to arrest me if we did stay open. And we pushed back and fought back, and we won that battle. And that kind of got me on some podcasts like this right here. And so I was doing some podcast. People are like, why are you the guy staying open? And I was just like, because we're going to stay open. If my church was proximity wise, let me give you a little background. Our previous building next to us was a strip club. Across the street was a liquor store. And then on the other side of the street was Home Depot. And they were all open. And so I was just like, well, if the liquor store, the strip club, and Home Depot can be open, we open up on Sunday mornings. It's not like Home Depot running, every day, 12 hours a day. And so we made that decision, and kind of got me onto some podcasts like this. And so I was doing a podcast, and unbeknownst to me and the host, General Michael Flynn was watching the podcast. And he reached out to the host of the show and said, "Can you give me the contact information for that pastor?" And so General Flynn called me, and it was a weird, because I'm not political and I'm a pastor in Tulsa. And General Flynn calls me, and I'm like, "Is this really General Flynn? Why are you calling me?" And he says, "I want you to run for the U.S. Senate against an incumbent Republican." And I'm like, "Run for the U.S. Senate? I'm 29. You got to be 30 to be a senator." And he was like, "Well, you'll be 30 when the election is." And I'm like, "It's a sitting U.S. senator. They have a 99.9% chance of reelection, And he was like, I need you to do this." And so I was just like, "Yes, sir." I had no idea what I was jumping into. I never ran for school board, city council, state senate. I ran for the U.S. Senate, which is a statewide election.
Yeah, that's a
And
big jump.
it's a massive jump. And so every article was like, 29-year-old pastor is running for, this thing, because it was a shot. You got to be 30 to be a U.S. senator. And so we jumped in, and we did actually phenomenally well. Against the sitting U.S. senator, we pulled about.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
There
You got me?
Yep.
Let's see. Audio's a little.
I think we're...
Oh, we got the video. I know there's audio, but
Uh-oh.
he's going to have to reset.
Yeah, I think he's got to reset.
He'll connect back on.
Yep.
That was
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little background check.
Kind of neat about
Stalking.
how Michael
Stalking.
Flynn,
Stalking the pastor.
General Michael Flynn, he saw him and he's like, "Oh, that's the guy I want to run for Senate."
Yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully, he
cool.
can reestablish his connection, because I mean, obviously, he saw something into him, and I did watch a lot of his rallies and some of the rallies on YouTube, and they did have an energized base going after him. So he did really, support him. So he did have a good chance. And like anytime anybody's going up to combat, he's not wrong. Oh, he's back.
Hello.
You're back.
You're back.
What just happened there? All right, I'm back. All right.
It's probably our platform.
What a cliffhanger, right? I leave you on a cliffhanger.
What happened
Tune in
next?
for more later.
We're like, oh, I hope he connects, kids.
You have to have me back again, So, running against an incumbent U.S. senator was obviously, a monumental feat. And so everyone, predicted we would get, 5 percent max of the vote. We ended up getting around 30. We did very well.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
We
very
didn't
well.
we didn't win. We didn't win at all, but we did well for a first time, running from no, uh,
Basically,
you
no
know,
experience running for politics, so
no, nothing at all, nothing at all. And so we did well, worked really hard. I met a lot of great people through it, and got introduced to the Trump family through all of that. That's what led to me leading Pastors for Trump during the 24 campaign. So I'm so glad that I ran for the U.S. Senate. I'm a athlete. Sports is part of my DNA. So competition, you don't ever do something without the intentions of winning.
Mm.
So when
Right.
I was running for the U.S. Senate, I knew what the odds were, but you run to win. If you're going to
yeah.
spend 15 months of your life and you're going to go after something, you run to win. And so, it hurt when we lost, but, it was because of that. That was a door that opened up to do something else, and so glad that I ran for the U.S. Senate. It grew me. I learned so much. You kind of see the underbelly of the political world. And then obviously, like I said, Pastors for Trump was the byproduct of that. So it just goes to show you sometimes you do things and they don't turn out the way you expect, but they lead to something else.
Was that so? The Pastors for Trump, was that just? Kind of reaching on a little bit in the bio, but what was your main? What inspired you to make that, as far as like your mission forward with that?
Well, the largest voting bloc in America is the evangelical voting bloc. However, evangelicals don't really turn out too well to vote. But evangelicals, if they vote, they typically, because of the value systems, they're going to vote for the Republican nominee.
Breaking
Just
up a
because
little bit.
the value system of the Democratic Party is irreconcilable with the Christian value system. And so the idea was, how could we mobilize the largest voting bloc in America? And that was, well, let's mobilize their pastors, because the pastor represents maybe 60 people or 6,000 people, depending on the size of the church. And if we can mobilize pastors, congregations listen to their pastors for the most part, and their pastor says, get out and vote your value system. It's emergency. We could turn them out. So we had over 10,000 pastors, all 50 states. We focused on the swing states primarily, and it was successful. Evangelicals turned out in mass, and they voted for Donald Trump 9 out of 10 and helped get him across the finish line.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Especially with we're having a little bit of audio problem with you. It seems like people don't like you talking about Pastors for Trump. Maybe the bugs in the machine. But yeah, we were able to get it all. It's just the audio's getting garbled up for some reason. Let's see. And I can't do many adjustments on my end.
No, I don't know if we can or not.
Trying to see. I think it might be your signal strength. You got one bar on your signal strength, so that might be the problem.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause your audio is breaking up.
Oh man. Let's see.
Here, I'm gonna read that. You guys hold on for one
Okay.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's
He's doing fine there for a while.
Well, yeah, at the very beginning he was doing great. So I'm telling you, it's the bugs in the machine.
Yep.
Talking about the faithful going out and
EV
voting.
Mux might be the.
It's whoever his NSA agent is.
Kevin's
Oliver.
NSA agent, not
Yeah.
appreciating the content. Like, oh, nope, can't have faith.
No.
Not when it comes to government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's putting faith in government? This ain't happening.
Well,
I hope we get him like to where, because it was fine there for a minute, then
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's gone to complete crap.
Well, and I never thought about that, though. He is right. I don't know why. I go out and vote all the time, but I don't know why Christians don't seem to turn out for voting very often. I guess.
Well, he said the largest voting bloc was evangelicals, and so he decided to go after go towards get pastors on there because they can. Basically, what he
You're
says,
down
they can
street.
have 60 people in their congregation or 6,000. And I think he said 9 out of 10 like evangelicals voted for Trump.
Well, and if you notice when he was talking, though, he wasn't like, it's not, granted, it's called Pastors for Trump, but they weren't like, hey, go out and vote for Trump.
No,
Yeah.
he was
You
just
know, it's
trying
like,
to, hey, this is the good and bad. Yeah, well,
yeah,
you're better
I
now.
can hear you
yeah,
now. A lot better.
Yeah, it
much
was-
better. But yeah, I liked how you were talking about that because we were able to hear you. It just, I don't know if you ever
It
saw.
sounded like a robot, kind of.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
I
if you ever
got it.
saw the movie Section 9 with the aliens. Kind of had that accent to it. But I liked how, like, the message you guys were spreading, it wasn't like, hey, go out and vote for Trump, vote your conscience and go out and vote.
Yeah.
Still do your research, but
Vote your values. Vote your
yeah.
values as Christians. Your values are irreconcilable with the Democratic Party. It is. And, obviously that would give you one other option. And that's the Republican nominee who happened to be Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Well, and I mean, I just got to ask this real quick. Because obviously, I mean, Trump's a Christian. I think he goes to church quite a bit, but he does come off as crass to some. And he's even gotten us to roll our eyes a time or two with some of his truths, I guess, now. But I mean, have you ever had to explain to someone how to reconcile like because I hear he's a completely different person. Like there's showman Trump out in front of the camera, out campaigning, and then there's Trump the person.
Yeah. Well,
Like how people reconcile that.
I know President Trump and I know his family very well. In fact, after we get off this, I'm going to have dinner with Eric Trump. And so, I know the family. And Donald Trump is one of the nicest, kindest, funniest people that I've ever met. There is the in front of the camera Donald Trump. And, I put it like this. I had a reporter once ask me, can God use someone as flawed as Donald Trump to accomplish his perfect will? And my response was, God only uses people as flawed as Donald Trump to accomplish his perfect will. And so God is using Trump. Does that mean Trump is perfect? No, I mean, I'm not.
No
And
one is.
I'm a pastor, right? And so we did not elect a pastor to be our president. We elected Donald Trump to be our president, and God's using him, and God's doing great things. Does that mean every decision is, a right decision? Obviously not. He's a human being. However, the vast majority of his decisions have really benefited the United States of America.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's some stories and people doing God's work that weren't really the nicest people on the planet as well.
Well, everybody's
still-
flawed. Everybody has their little foibles, and but I mean, God can use anybody. God chooses. I mean, we're all God's creatures. So whatever He calls you to do,
Is
Yeah,
that
and
what?
it's
Go
real
ahead.
interesting this came up because today I was going around on TikTok and one of Charlie Kirk's old shows came on and somebody asked him about using an evil person for good or for God's work. And he was like, well, I mean, David wasn't perfect. David was an adulterer. And he used him.
Not only
Well,
was David an adulterer, David was a murderer and a
yep.
terrible father.
Yeah.
He was an adulterer, a murderer, a terrible father, yet he was a man after God's own heart.
Yeah. And then Samson, I mean, that's just, he was very bad. And then,
then Noah was a drunk. So
Listen, you're not going to find one person that God used in the Bible other than himself, Jesus Christ,
yeah,
that was perfect. And so that's where I think sometimes we have to be honest that nobody is going to be flawless and perfect, especially when they live under a microscope.
right.
Like Donald Trump, every word, every facial expression, everything is under a microscope.
Yeah, that's what we always found funny. How people fall for like currently because I don't know. We watched some guy saying that like 40% of the population will literally believe whatever they're told. unless they have some type of strong faith. For some reason, people with strong faith are very resistant to subversion. We did an episode on that last week,
Yeah.
and which is why they attack religion first when you want to subvert a nation. But he has been under the spotlight for so long, and they can't ever find anything that sticks. So it's like
Right.
at some point, just saying, you might be like, hey, maybe they're lying. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Was your Pastors for Trump, is that what kind of led you in and your Senate run? Like, what got you on the radar for the White House Faith Council? And was that Trump's idea, or was that something kind of in the works before he got in there?
So, President Trump, like other presidents in his first term, he had a faith initiative. But this go around, he made a promise to the pastors as he was out on the campaign trail that if he was to be elected again, he would do something no president has ever done, and that is to establish a standalone faith office in the West Wing of the White House with a direct report to him. And so he won. And unlike most politicians, I mean, you guys know they promise you the world on the campaign trail, then you elect them, and then they deliver on nothing at all. Donald Trump's quite the opposite. He made a promise, and then he followed through with that promise and established the faith office. And that was just him, man of integrity, keeping his word. There's no political gain, really. He's already elected, so it's not like he's going to try to get reelected and need the support of pastors again. So he kept his word, and the faith office is really to protect religious liberty, not just of Christians, but of all people of faith. Unfortunately, in our country, Christianity has come under fire. There has been a persecution, not just culturally, but also politically and from our government. And so that's the purpose of this office, is to make sure, just as, nobody should get in between a person and their doctor. Nobody should get in between a person and God, especially the government. And so that's what this office is for.
That's what I thought was ironic when you were talking about how you guys stayed open during COVID. None of the businesses you named off are protected in the Constitution.
I know,
Yours
right?
is. And that was actually one of the scary things during COVID because, everyone, things have been kind of heated in this country for a while. And, everyone's like, oh, there's going to be a civil war or this or that, or the federal government's going to come after them like, oh, they won't do that. They're this or that. But I got a little concerned when there were actual police officers like fining and or arresting people for trying to go to church.
Oh yeah,
that was
you remember in
like
California?
That was a reality check there. It's like, well, at the end of the day, it seems like they're putting their job above their oath, as well as, really nobody should be trying to stop people from practicing their faith. So especially in this country, but that was an eye opener. That's why I thought it was so ironic when you were talking about the business around you. I'm like, yeah. And yet none of them are protected under the Constitution.
Oh, it was a wild time. It's hard to think back to 2020 and 20, because things have changed so much in the last 8 months alone. But that was a season when everything that we held to be, American values was kind of tossed out the window. Your freedom of speech, if you disagreed with the COVID policies, well, all of a sudden, you were banned on. I think I just saw today, YouTube removed over 1 million videos on their platform that, was against the narrative about COVID and the vaccines and all that kind of stuff. And so our American values kind of got tossed out the window for 4 years.
Yeah, one of our videos were removed from YouTube.
Our only hard strike was on a COVID. Well, it was actually about monkeypox, and then Kevin went off on everything you can't say about COVID, and we got deleted in a hard strike. I was gonna argue it, but I went back and watched it. I'm like, nope, can't. Literally said everything
policies,
they're
I guess,
not allowed to say.
We violated all the community guidelines.
Yeah, that's why we enjoy Rumble more. So
yes.
Well, and that's why we. Our background is environmental cleanup and stuff. So like respiratory protection is a big thing. That's why when they were doing all the mask mandates and all this stuff, it's like, if it makes you feel better to get society going again, great. But just so you know, we wear the highest particulate filter respirator you can wear. And it's like trying to stop a handful of pinballs with a chain link fence.
Sure.
So I'm like, whatever, if it makes you feel better, cool.
Yeah,
but the internet people didn't like that. So
nope.
You got kicked off. Um, what do you think about prior to the tragedy with Charlie Kirk, it did seem like there was an uptick with Christianity in the United States, and now it does seem like I was watching one of your videos on, why does God let bad things happen, and you were talking about how a lot of things that seem bad now end up being good later, and like this one was so bad, and I remember you saying that, so that like your words in that video are kind of words of comfort as far as this is really bad.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what God does with it.
Yeah.
And right now it seems like there's some pretty good things stirring up from it. I mean, there's a lot of evil on the internet, but there's a lot of good things swelling up underneath it.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more people going to church because of the Charlie Kirk tragedy. But I mean, you never want to see anything like that happen. But
Right.
I mean, if there's going to be any good, at least people are starting to find faith and going to church and giving it a chance to do go to church and not just oh, I'm not going to church because whatever reason. And so I guess there is a silver lining to every tragedy, but I mean, you don't want tragedy to happen at all, but it does. And so there's some good out can come out of it, then great.
Well, before Charlie Kirk, Christianity in America was like an airplane taking off on the runway. We were off the ground, we were heading upwards. The stats were very impressive. Young men were outpacing young women to church, which is highly unusual. Bible sales for first time Bible buyers was at an all time high. So these are people who never owned a Bible going and buying Bibles. This was before the Charlie Kirk incident. So we were like an airplane taking off the runway, we were getting off the ground. Since Charlie Kirk, we're not an airplane, we're like a rocket ship, and we're just going straight up. And, Charlie was a good friend of mine. He was a very good friend of mine. And so, it's tough because it's a tragedy. Yet, in the midst of tragedy, God has been able to use it in such ways that, to your point, there's a lot of, evil people that are on, X and the different platforms. But what God is doing in real life, see, X is not real life, but what God is doing in real life is incredible. I mean, just I can verify from my own church, standing room only. We were full, but it's been standing room only since Charlie Kirk, and that's for many churches across America because this is driving people to deal with the evil that is in our country. And when you see evil, you want to turn to God because it's like this is terrible, this is evil. And so Charlie did incredible things in 31 years of life, but in the 2 weeks since his death, he has done even more incredible things. His words are louder today than what they were whenever he was out on college campuses.
Yeah, I watched a lot. I mean, I've known Charlie Kirk. I mean, I'm pretty conservative, so I've watched his videos, stuff like that. I've never seen his videos entirely because everything on the internet's short and cut up. But like, not the ones trying to make him look bad, but the ones that focus in on the point. I didn't realize how much he literally went around and more or less preached the gospel.
Yeah. Well, that really became his
Points
mission.
events.
It really became his mission because I think he recognized the answer to America's problems are not political. We will never get ourselves out of the mess we're in with policy. There has to be a change in the heart of Americans. In order to save America, Americans have to get saved. That's like the only way, because if you don't change the hearts of people, the policies don't matter. And so Charlie recognized young men, especially young men, were written off as a lost generation. And Charlie went after him with everything he had, and he was very effective, very effective. And even in his death, he's even more effective now. Young men coming to terms with, all right, I need to live for something more than myself. And so, beauty in the midst of tragedy.
Yeah, and we did a episode a while back because and I guess it is an eternal pull because we did an episode on why a belief in a God in general seems to be a human trait. Like because you can go back all the way through human history, and it's like you never see any other. If we're just animals, if you're going off of the atheist, we're just here and we just happen to, I don't know, eat the right shrooms or something way back in the day that kickstarted our brain. But there's always been that belief. No other animals are like, worshiping anything.
Yeah.
So it does seem like we have that inherent, because
Well,
without it, we're humans by default are sinful, and we have the capacity for evil and to be immoral. And without those set morals, that's why we don't like the changing of definitions of words or the removal, because I remember as a kid, saying the pledge and God we trust, stuff like that, pulling all that stuff out. It doesn't make for a better society, because once morals are pliable, then they don't have any meaning.
Well, it's to the point. Atheism is relatively new. I mean, 99.9% of all human beings who have ever lived have believed in a God or gods. And so the innate belief in God is kind of like a common sense thing. You look out into the world and creation, and you're just like, there must be a God, right? I mean, you just kind of look out. And so atheism is relatively new, and it's new to a postmodern Western world. And it's unfortunate because it's caused so much damage. Because when you don't believe in God, all of a sudden, what's the standard for morality, right? There is no standard. It's whatever you want or I want, and so it's a problem. But faith's coming back in style in America. It's coming back, and so it's a good thing.
Yeah, we're really glad that that's coming back around. I've been trying to get back into. I've never read the Bible growing up. Trying to read it, and I just feel like I have to go through the Old Testament first, and it is super hard.
Do yourself a favor. Go read the 4 Gospels and then go to the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't
Have
tried
fun with
listening on
numbers.
tape because I retain what I hear
I
more
have
than
trouble
what
with
I
numbers.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh man, this is rough. But I just feel like if I'm going to say I read the Bible, I need to read it. And I was like, this is so hard.
I
And then
know.
do you guys do the King James, or have you guys gone over to the?
I preach out of the NIV because it's translated at an 8th grade reading level. It's not the best version of the Bible, but it's translated to where no matter who's in my audience, they can understand it, and I can correct it whenever it needs to be corrected. And so I use the NIV, not because it's the best translation, but it's because a lot of people, they're not familiar with the Bible, and King James is a language they're not familiar with. So you're compounding 2 problems. They're not familiar with the Bible, and they have no concept of Elizabethan English. So I try to simplify it.
Yeah, I think it's because I think people ran into problems with misinterpreting the word based on the word that they're reading that has no modern context. So yeah, I will definitely have to try to do that because I've been trying really hard to get into it. And then when I was listening to it on tape, I got all the way up through Exodus, and then apparently when you turn the app off, it doesn't save where you were. And I
Then you gotta find that one part.
So let me help you guys on this. This is something that has really been beneficial to people in my church. Is if you don't like reading the Bible, you struggle reading, understand, some people don't like to read. That's okay. Stop reading the Bible. Listen to the Bible. For the vast majority of all of Christian faith history, nobody read the Bible. They didn't have their own personal Bibles. They listened to the Bible being read to them, and the Bible tells us that faith comes by hearing and hearing God's word. And so if you don't like to read, set yourself free and listen to the Bible, and you'll probably get way more out of it.
Yeah, that's just how I retain information audibly. I retain it more than from reading it, especially because the one, my newest Bible I got, should have gone with a little higher quality paper because I can read the paragraph on the back side of the page when I read the first one. It's
you like one of those Bibles made in China.
Yeah, it's like I'm knocking out 2 pages at a time. All right.
Yeah, I'm retaining nothing though, but yes, I got it.
Are there any big things coming out with the Faith Council, or do you guys do updates, or do you guys just kind of?
Yeah, all of it's on the White House's website of the things that are happening with the Faith Office. One of the focuses is now getting ready for the 250th anniversary and highlighting
Oh, yeah.
the role of faith in giving birth to America and establishing America, and the need to return back to our roots, which was rooted in faith. And so, a lot of great things are happening. And guys, I hate to be this one. I do have to jump off.
That's
I
fine.
love this. I'd love to come back on
Absolutely.
sometime.
Yeah,
We'd love to have you
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, guys.
Yeah,
Yep, thank you for
absolutely.
No
joining
problem.
us.
Thanks for coming.
Enjoy your dinner.
Absolutely.
Tell them we
Yes,
said
thank
hi.
you. I sure will. I sure will. You guys be blessed.
All right, you
All right,
too,
you
sir.
Too. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
That was
Well,
great.
I
Cool, I
liked
liked
that.
it.
That was fun.
I liked him. Yeah.
I wish it could have been on longer. I had some questions I want to ask him, but maybe hopefully we can have him on again and we can ask him some questions and
Yeah, hopefully, because like I said, that was
I
fun.
wanted to see what he
I wasn't sure what to expect.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the book a little bit because your question on there was pretty cool, and I want to see what he wanted to talk about his book. And
Yeah, we might have to, even though we're not. Well, you're a reader. You read words.
yes,
I
do.
enjoy reading.
I
It's
listen
just
to a lot
that
of
I think
audiobooks,
I
too.
did. I may have gotten a Bible made in China. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
you can literally read.
Did you buy it from Goodwill?
No,
For
I
the
got it
Bible, I think I'd like to. There's
on, I got it on
audiobooks that
Amazon.
there's like audiobooks for the Bible. I
You
know
can
of
get
that.
the New
Just go on
Testament.
Audible.
But you can get like an audio book that they'll do a section, they'll explain what it means and whatever. Then they'll do
Yeah.
another section, they'll do the explanation for it and stuff like that.
Or you get Earl Jones.
I got
James
the
Earl
main.
Jones.
James Earl Jones reading the New Testament.
I didn't know if you were talking
That's
about
a
Uncle
thing.
Earl
Dude, Morgan
Jones.
Freeman. No,
Yeah.
James Earl Jones reads the Old Testament, and
Morgan
then Morgan
Freeman.
Freeman will read the New Testament. That'd be great.
That would be great.
No, James
the Old
Earl
Testament's
Jones
a
really
lot more.
dictated the Bible.
Yeah.
Huh?
James Earl Jones really did a reading of the New
Oh.
Testament.
Oh,
That's a thing.
Cool.
that's
It's
awesome.
on Apple iTunes.
I'd listen to that.
Hey,
That
you
would
didn't
be
know
cool.
that?
Darth Vader
Darth
reading
Vader.
the Bible for you.
And on the first day.
That would be awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah, that's the only thing that. I have the ESV Bibles one I got. It's supposed to be a more modern, easy to read. Still not super easy. Still not super
That's
easy.
what he was talking about, right?
I
The
think he did.
NIV is what he was talking about.
Yeah, he said
NIV.
NIV. ESV is another one of those where it's trying to get the Bible into more
SUV,
modern. Huh?
I don't know. It's just,
You're just saying
why is
stuff.
there so many?
Where did this say?
What was the acronym? ESV?
Yeah.
ESV. The English Super Version.
English Standard Version.
Oh,
Probably.
standard, not super. Okay, my bad.
Super.
Super.
Get the
Yeah, I'm
Super Bible.
super glad though he came
Not
on
Super Bible.
and spent the amount of time that he did.
Yeah, he didn't have to stay on for a half hour, so that was pretty cool.
Oh.
So yeah, that was. I mean, man, it's just when you're talking to something like that, and it's like, man, you
Yeah, I really just
a
want
lot
to keep
of
talking.
answers to questions. That
Yeah, I could have gone for 2 hours talking to him.
he did pretty good at staying on point. Though so you didn't have enough time to pull him sideways.
We
We
didn't.
did have enough time.
So if we had like an hour and a half, we would have pulled him.
That would
So,
have gone in.
Star
500
Trek or
years.
Star Wars? Go.
What's your thoughts about aliens and the pyramids?
You want to talk about aliens?
I just know that's how you disrupt a conversation.
Is the
if you're having a
pyramid
comment.
is the pyramid a giant generating station for power?
Just so that this is his book, so I will be putting his link to the book in the description below, and I might give it a read.
I'm gonna definitely give that a read.
Yeah, I still have to. I read whatever. God,
I felt bad I didn't really do my research on it before we came here, so I learned
we've
a lot.
only known about it for a month, Matt. So
Yeah, it's
You
been a
know,
while. I did a lot
I've
of
also
research.
been doing school and work and other jobs. Yeah,
this is your main focus.
this
right
is my
here.
main focus.
This is
okay.
your main job that pays you nothing, and we expect you to put more into it. Now, I did a lot of background.
You know, it's interesting. What?
I did a lot of background searching just to see, like, stuff on his church, and
Well, I did a little bit. I googled it. I googled them, And
I put his name
read
into
about him a
Google and
little
it
bit,
said like, yeah,
but
he's a pastor. I can't believe how
Would've
young he
been
was
funny
though,
if
when
he's
he
like-
became the first senior pastor at 25.
that
I
is
didn't realize
crazy.
how old he was
Well,
until
yeah,
I
I want
saw
to be
his
like,
birthday
did you
thing
ever
on
feel
X.
like you were just like overwhelmed, you know? But
Well,
I
no,
mean,
it
we
was.
had to-
It's actually kind of cool hearing all that stuff without knowing really who he is. So it was
yeah,
good.
like he found, you know, his faith
Yeah,
at
like
17
I didn't know he
after his
knew
kid
Trump
was
and
born,
everything.
Oh, I knew he knew Trump. I found the picture of him in the White House or in the Oval Office. when they
yeah,
were
I knew he
signing
knew
it.
Charlie
Oh,
Kirk
wow.
as well.
Okay.
So, but
That's awesome.
it would
Well,
be
he
funny.
met a lot of people, but like that's what kind of I wish we could have got more into the General Flynn thing. Like, so what did you say in that podcast that got him to call you and
yeah,
say you should run for Senate?
I don't think anybody's calling us.
And I did want to ask him before he got off, and I kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to ask if like his political aspirations are done. Because if you're pulling 33% of the vote in a primary, that's worth.
And that's when no
another
one
go.
really knew him.
Yeah.
That's worth another go.
I would think so, but I mean, he
Do it.
might enjoy being a pastor and having his congregation stuff and doing that stuff more than politics. I mean, maybe he got soured on politics because of it's just politics.
Well, yeah, it is politics. I mean, it's just that's why we're gonna do an episode at one point on how nobody takes being a politician seriously anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of reverence. Nobody wanted to be a politician back in the day, so there really isn't any kind of reverence to being a politician. But like, it's to
Now they just
Get
want the
famous
drama.
and get rich.
yeah, they think they're famous, which I mean, technically, I guess maybe it's more infamous than famous.
Yeah.
Because generally, if you're famous, people are like, yeah, that person's great. But so being in the spotlight, making super awesome trades in the stock market, and making a total fool out of yourselves and getting nothing done in Washington is
Yeah,
what
it's
it's
amazing
so
when you go to Washington that you're automatically a great stockbroker.
Yeah.
I've really got to, maybe just go to Washington, D.C., and I can be like, just absorb the energy of the
It'll
great
just rub
stock
off on
market
me, and then I
ability.
can make a ton of money in the
Yeah.
stock.
Well, there is an app that you can get that you can set up to make whatever trades like Nancy Pelosi
Oh, yeah.
makes.
A Pelosi tracker. Yeah.
Like you can literally set it up so whatever Pelosi does, your portfolio will do.
Yep.
GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop, I don't think that's the app.
Well,
don't think
they
that's anymore.
I think Jasmine Crockett like before Nvidia, or I don't know. Somehow Ilhan Omar. I think I read last week that she went from like 60,000 to a year,
Yeah, it was like
260,000.
50,000, 60,000 something, and then 500,000.
Who's that?
It was like 260,000. Then it was like 30 million.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
No, it's all
It's
totally
like,
legit.
Jesus, in 1 year.
I would have
Yeah.
liked to just
Would you win the
got
lottery?
it. I would have loved to get his take on that though.
I would have too. Yeah,
I need to stop asking such loaded questions. So I'm going to ask you a question that has 43 extra
Yeah, you
questions
need-
in it.
Yeah,
about your
that's your
life.
thing about your questions is you have 15 questions in your question.
It's not my fault.
And they're
We're in a
not
time
easy
crunch.
questions.
No.
Because I want to learn stuff.
They're like deep
You
questions.
can
Yeah,
just
ask
do it
one at a time.
though.
So Kevin
That's
would
why
be
he had
like,
to get off.
so
He's like, man,
be
you asked me 100
honest.
questions.
I'm just asking for America. Is pineapple pizza a tool of the devil? Like that's the kind of questions you get from Kevin.
Yeah.
Am I
And he
sinning when I eat ham and or Canadian bacon and pineapple pizza?
Yes.
That's Kevin's
They're
question.
both gross. Yeah. They are.
I'm more like, hey, you're 34 in a head pasture. What got you there?
Yeah.
That was interesting. I'm like his.
But you didn't ask it like that. You said it's like with like 16 other questions in it.
I know, and he did a very good job
He
at
did.
answering
I
all
can't
of
believe
them.
I would have tuned out. When you
His
asked me.
retention,
Yeah, I would have tuned out.
Yeah.
and I think he almost answered. Like he wasn't like the last guest we have that was writing the stuff down when I was asking him a 43 question.
Yeah.
He's like,
But-
wait, hang on. Would you?
The way he pretty much knocked them all out, and then I think Matt probably rudely interrupted him when he got to the Senate thing, but it's fine. It's fine.
I did.
It wasn't you, Matt. I wouldn't
No,
let
you
talk.
didn't. You were
Look, this
fine.
was my interview.
No,
guys
you're
hardly
talking.
talked
You're
at all.
talking about the TikTok video.
I got a
it
great
wasn't when
radio
he was in the
voice.
mid- He wasn't in the middle.
We've
You
done.
just said something after he answered. It's fine. Josh is just being.
I'm just
Sour.
being me.
Rude.
My radio
Sour.
voice is kicking behind tonight.
Well,
so
I let
like,
I let
wanna hear
Kevin
myself
talk.
more.
I let Kevin talk, and then I let him talk for a second, And then I was like, okay, now my turn.
Now my TikTok time.
But yeah, it was. Who is that? I found it very interesting. You know that mathematician that's on? He has a podcast, and is it Eric? He's got a brother. There's two
I
of
don't
them.
like math.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it Matt?
I don't like
No,
math.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a mathematician. He like went to Harvard. He does all these.
I think you told me
podcasts.
about him, but I can't remember his name.
It's Jewish sounding because it's Jewish. Eric Stein.
Oh, it might be Eric Stein. I bet it is. I think that might be it.
A mathematician that went to Harvard with a Jewish name.
Boy, I wonder
What?
if there's ever been one of those before.
I'm sorry. That was
No, but what he was saying, he's not. What the reason I brought him up is because we're talking about Christianity coming back, as well as people can like it or not, but the country was based on
Judo Christian values. Not judo.
This is where we take no guff. Now I can't even pronounce the
what was it?
correct
A
word.
mathematician on TikTok?
Yeah, he's on TikTok and Facebook and
Oh,
Eric Weinstein. That's who it is.
Okay.
So Eric Weinstein said that he's not religious, but he says that if you're going to pick any religion out of the world that would be best for overall for humanity in the long run, just looking at his complete numbers game, he would say it would be Christianity.
that's
Probably because we turn the
Judeo-Christian.
other cheek.
Judeo-Christian, not judo-Christian.
I would love to see the exorcism for that. Be gone, demon!
The crane kick when she spins her head.
Did you ever realize that in that movie, he uses the crane kick to win, but it's the most telegraphed move you
And
can do.
illegal.
Gee, I wonder if he's going to kick me in the face.
It's also an illegal move.
Yeah.
So what you
Illegal
do is you get
kick.
up there. It's like, oh, you think it's a crane?
Right,
Semantics. Whoosh.
Why the Karate Kid was the bad guy in that movie.
Yeah,
He
you can
was.
make that argument, but
Will Sasso was the true hero of the Karate Kid. He was the Karate Kid.
is that the guy who swept the leg?
Yes, he's Johnny.
Yes.
I like Ralph Macchio.
Hey, Johnny.
Ralph Macchio.
You watch your mouth. Let me see.
Have you ever seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole episode about it. Barney's. Yeah.
I mean,
I
technically.
gotta use the restroom.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Gotta get Kevin out of there. Let's remove him.
You don't want to see the amazing
all the
logo
itching he did
that
on
does
his
not
way out the
include me.
door. It's like, dang, Kevin. There we go.
the amazing
Ooh.
logo that still does not include me. Hello.
That's because I haven't gotten it drawn up yet. Lost Art of Common Sense with Josh and Kevin and the Cherub. Anything stick out in that interview that stuck with you? Or do you think you're going to be thinking about later?
Well, I thought it was cool that we kind of already said it. He started out so young and so successful so young. I've known a lot of pastors, been around a lot, and most pastors around 25 years old, stuff like that, they're youth pastors. They're like head youth pastors, or they're head, maybe the assistant pastor, the associate pastor, but not the head pastor, especially in that kind of a church and congregation. So I thought that was cool. And then, like I said, I didn't really know he was that well connected with Trump. I didn't realize he ran for Senate. I probably would have known this had I done more research about him.
Any research, really.
Sorry. I apologize about that. I've been a little
No, that's fine. It's also neat to learn about somebody once you actually talk to them and actually, like, you're actually talking to somebody and getting to know them. So, I mean, that's pretty cool too. Because you have a lot more questions and you don't feel like you kind of know the answer.
Plus, there's a very minuscule chance that Eric Trump is going to know who we are.
You think he's actually going to say
might ask if
he said he would. Oh, so I told him I would. It's kind of like my thing not to lie. So these three morons from the Lost Art of Common Sense said hi. I really want him to come back on though.
I do too. I really like him. He's a cool guy.
I think
That was
that
a
would
good
be great.
conversation.
And I want to delve deeper into it.
Yeah. Well, let's run into happenings of the week and just talk about all. We don't. There was a lot. Obviously, that dude's busy, and we
didn't know how much time we would have or not have.
So we had to do some shimmy shaking to make this all work. So I didn't. Plus, I've been working a lot, so I didn't have time to make any fancy stuff. But
that's fine.
We're gonna just jump into some crazy stories from the happenings of the week, brought to you by. Elevate your cook with Yummy Tummy barbecue sauces. Founded in Amarillo, Texas by Quad City Iowans, we craft every bottle with whole ingredients like ripe peaches and zesty jalapenos. Our pride, simple, easy-to-read ingredients delivering bold, smoky, and tangy flavor. Visit YummyTummyBBQ.com and pick the sauce and or sauces that's best for you and taste the honest Yummy Tummy difference. Use promo code LOSTCOMMON for 10% off your first order.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What is happening?
First thing I want to talk about is this guy that shot up in Dallas, Texas, shooting at the ICE agents and actually killing two.
Only one. Two were injured, one died.
One died, but I think they're both in critical condition, aren't they?
The ones died.
Well,
so
one died, two
critical.
were in critical condition, I think.
He's not in critical condition.
Yeah, I don't see in the
one
reporting.
Died, two others are in critical condition.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. The reporting on that has been very spotty.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was obviously anti-government, anti-ICE.
Apparently anti-immigrants.
I
shot
know.
3 of them.
That's the weird part about it. And
Well, I don't know if he was really targeting them. I think he was just shooting at ICE, and then he shot at the facility. Shot in their building a couple times. So I don't know if he was targeting. I think he was just like, hey, I'm just going to shoot.
Yeah, he shot immigrants in the car.
Yeah, I think what happened was he also wasn't a great shot.
Yeah.
So, but I guess he got a lot of his information from, he was using an app to track like ICE movements and their facilities and stuff like that. So people and all, I mean, I think obviously the rhetoric that the left has been putting out against ICE is the main cause for this. What do you guys think?
Matt?
What?
What do you think?
Sorry.
Josh, would you like to answer that question?
Josh, what do you think?
I think, yes, but I'm not 100% sure if this dude was just like hyper-focused in on ICE itself because of all the rhetoric, or if there are groups of people like on 4chan and these gaming apps
Reddit
and Discord and all that stuff like that that just have turned themselves into a militant anarchist group that has attached themselves to the left and just uses these things to find targets. Like that. That's the only thing I'm not really sure about, because that's what they were talking about when they're like what we were talking about before the show started with domestic terrorism and how you would track it down. It's like Antifa is a domestic terrorist group. Cool, they are. But the problem with you got all these, it's not like this big group. It's not like Al-Qaeda. You know, Antifa is just a bunch of douchebags that are supposedly anti-fascists. And then if they...
who do fascist shit.
Did the most minimal research. Just the
really
colors of their flag have similar patterns and colors and symbolism to, I don't know, historical fascism. I'm not calling them fascists. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's do some research, people.
But, I mean, obviously, what ticks me off was the night before Gavin Newsom was on Colbert talking crap about ICE.
Yeah.
I was like, what do they got to be afraid of? I don't know, bullets?
Yeah. The fact that even if they do wear, I mean, if they don't wear masks, people automatically dox them immediately.
Hey, I want to read you something real quick, just totally off topic, but while it's on the feed.
Sure.
And I want you to tell me who you would think I'm talking about and then who you think me. And you can't go check. Blank can't win on their policies, so they are trying to dodge accountability by rewriting the rules. These lawmakers are going out of their way to silence the will of the people and deliberately undermine our democracy. So what does the blank describe the most, do you think, if you were to pick a side?
Oh, I thought you were going to say who read the quote or said the quote.
No, I'll tell you who wrote it first, but I want you, so you heard what I said. You don't listen very well.
Yes.
Who do you think I would be talking about that does that stuff?
Democrats.
Okay, cool. Well, that was a post by Obama, and he put in Republicans.
What? Like
Yes.
lately?
Yeah, 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago?
Yeah, because the All on the Line, whoever the heck they are, probably got way more followers than us. So you should like, subscribe, comment, and make sure you watch and tell all your friends
share.
about us.
Yes.
But they they reported the White House is continuing to pressure states to gerrymander their congressional maps because they are afraid of voters holding them accountable for their unpopular policies. So he retweeted that and then linked it up with all that garbage. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Matt, you have to answer the question. I gave a very, and you cannot say agree. I know I gave a very intellectual, informative answer, but I want to hear your answer.
You
does
talked
Kevin.
a lot. What was the question?
Oh my gosh.
I don't have my headphones.
Do you think all this crazy left-wing rhetoric is what led the doughy dude to post himself up in a sniper position and just open fire on ICE people in Dallas?
I think it had a lot to do with it, yes. I think, especially when there's multiple members of the party and the left and everything just saying, hey, we need to take up arms. Don't let ICE get away with it. And then they see this stuff on TV and social media of these Congress people and senators and everybody else trying to get into ICE. And they're like, hey, we need to do something about ICE too. So I think that does have a lot to do with it. And they just want to do their part for it. I had a train of thought and then it went away.
Maybe we should go back to Fridays.
Maybe.
Seems like you're not with it here, Matt.
What do you come on, Matt. Reach down deep. Tell the people what you think.
I am. No, I do think that they had a lot to do with it. I think the guy and a lot of other people, not just him, are seeing this stuff and they're like, hey, we need to do our part on it. And our part includes shooting up the fucking ICE station, which is stupid. And yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this one people died at, so it's worse on that side of it.
Yeah.
But as far as the attack, I wouldn't say it's not nearly as bad as far as a coordinated attack like they did in Texas a couple months ago.
Yes.
Where they were
There was
actually
like
like
6 of
making
them.
diversions to draw people out, then opening fire and like
That's
a militant style attack. That's why I think Congress needs to make some kind of law for domestic terrorism, and they do need to crack down on this stuff because it's like, what the hell?
Well, I think rhetoric absolutely has something to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't call people Nazis and ICE the Gestapo, and
Who would do
SS.
that? What moron would say something like Gestapo?
Gavin Newsom. I think Jasmine Crockett has. I think AOC has. I think Nancy Pelosi has. I think Hillary Clinton has. You find a Democrat in front of a mic.
You literally did not say the one name who said it not that long ago at like a
the Minnesota one?
a graduation speech.
Oh,
Tim Walz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, I don't know, this last weekend maybe.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Too
No,
long
that was a
ago.
while ago.
Oh, was
It
it?
was like
Well,
a
you
month
can't
ago.
pronounce Gestapo either.
Yeah.
Gestapo.
Oh yeah, the gobstoppers. You got to stop them.
Gobstoppers. You know, that really hard
Gobstoppers there.
candy.
They're bad for your teeth and they're bad for our democracy.
Oh, that's good.
But okay. But yeah, no, it was a shitty thing that happened. Obviously, the kid was mentally ill, as most gunmen are. Um, what I see, um, I still think there should be state funded or federally funded uh, mental institutions.
So what do we have now? They're private, so people have to pay for them.
I think so.
Because I do know that there's psychiatric hospitals and people have people committed and stuff, but I think back in the day, if you got picked up, it's not like you were getting a bill.
No.
In fact, I think they were picking up people that didn't necessarily need to be picked up because the more people you have,
that's why
the more.
they used to have the old thing where the guy in the white coats and the big butterfly nets.
That was like the big thing. Did you ever get threatened with that, Matt, or were they gone by the time you were
The what?
brought into this world?
The white coats.
Our parents used to tell, like me and Kevin, you better act right or the people in the white coats are going to come get you. And so basically our parents
still around.
Threatening us with being
But did your parents threaten you with the government kidnapping you if you didn't stop acting like a douche? That's what I'm asking.
No, they didn't do that. They threatened me with a bunch of other stuff. But
I think my parents threatened me because I heard it a lot, but I don't know where I heard it from.
I don't know if it was TV.
After we watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, they always told me that I would end up there. They said, you need to go see Nurse Ratched.
That's where you're heading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about the shell casings, though? Because there's a conspiracy theory now that's saying the FBI is doing all this because the Manhattan shooter did it.
I think it's because people copycat. That's it. I think that's the conspiracy. People just copycat because somehow they think it's cool, and they don't have to write as much of a manifesto anymore. You just write it on a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a sick leftist fad.
Yeah.
I think it's just a sick fad. It's just sick people at left, right, whatever. Just if you do that kind of shit, you're sick.
It's either that or just a sign of how lazy people are. I don't want them to write a manifesto. I'm just going to write some shit on these casings.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But, I mean, you think etching on a casing would take...
I mean, nowadays you can just go on Chat GPT and just say, hey, I need a manifesto, write one.
Well, yeah.
I
wouldn't suggest doing that. I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm saying.
I feel like they can flag that
I'm assuming
somehow.
it's monitored.
I don't know. I'm sure some people write some weird shit. I mean, people have dated their Chat GPT person, so.
Well, that one girl's dating the AI version of the health insurance CEO murderer.
What?
Like, we're married. Yeah, she made was it Mangione or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe
Luigi?
Mangione or whatever.
Yeah. They made an AI, or she made an AI of him. So he's like it's a digital version of him, and it's like her boyfriend or fiance.
There already is one. It's Mario. It's just Mario Brothers.
Except for...
Not Luigi. Luigi
Yeah,
Mangione.
why would you
yeah,
go with
that's right.
Mario? Why would you
Luigi
go
is
with
his first
Mario?
name.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
why
it was
would you
Joe
go to
for some reason.
Mario and not just Luigi?
Because it's Mario Brothers, and he's there. He's in there.
But his name's Luigi.
Because Mario's in the gaming world, and that's where the digital person is.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll tie it together.
He's in digital. You have to do that because
It's
he's
gotta be-
digital.
Even though this last one looked like he used like nail polish or a crayon. So I
Oh,
wouldn't say it was
he didn't even
necessarily
etch
etched.
it? He just...
Oh, yeah, he had.
Here's the picture there. Well, see, I don't know, because I could have sworn I've seen pictures. It's on the internet, so it's obviously true. Quote Abraham Lincoln. But there was a picture floating around, and it looked like some of the stuff was written in crayon. It was blue. It's like, oh, man, etching's hard. Brass.
I'm just gonna use my blue crayon.
But yeah, I think it's just another example of a person being a piece of shit.
Yep.
Let's see.
What about James Comey being indicted?
Yeah, what do you think of that, Matt?
I don't know anything about it.
I thought you loved James Comey.
Why
I
would
thought
I love
Comey was
James
your homie.
Why
Yeah.
would he be my homie?
I thought you started a club, the Comey Homies.
Comey homies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like,
You
you
get
remember
on
back in the
Insta-
day when, like, people were trying to free Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember that one video of that person that was like, just let her be, leave her alone.
Yeah, that's what Matt
I remember that, yeah.
I thought that was you, Tacoma.
No,
Why do I think that?
don't know.
That's so weird.
Well,
Maybe-
he was indicted with obstruction of justice and basically perjury.
You think he's actually gonna like be convicted?
I would hope so, being they convicted all the Trump's people that lied in front of Congress.
Think it's just gonna be like a time served thing, or
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it's going to be a hard. 6 months, maybe at most.
be like,
Pretty much
well,
what Bannon did.
you can go to jail or you can be caned. Do I get to pick my own safe word? I'm just saying that guy seems like he has weird habits.
Do you guys think this is the first in I don't know. Do you think there'll be more indictments coming down the old tube?
Probably.
I
don't
hope
know
so. Here's my thing, though. I don't want him just going after people for vendettas. I know there's been a lot of people who legitimately broke the law, and people in Washington just get away with whatever the hell they want because, like, well, we can't drill them. Like, no, if somebody legitimately broke the law,
Yeah.
we need to get rid of the we don't jail our
They're
own
criminal.
shit. Yeah.
They made a crime. They committed a crime. They are a criminal.
See,
You
and
think-
they, according to Jasmine Crockett, once they have committed the crime, you're allowed to call the police
Yeah, after they did it.
after
do it.
they
You
did
You
it.
can't do it before, and you can't do it during,
Police
but
don't
after they do
stop
it,
crime.
if you're
So
alive.
if there's if you're getting your ass kicked by a gang of people and there's a cop there,
Nope.
once they're done kicking your
Once
ass,
they're done.
you may ask the police to solve your ass kicking.
Hey,
If
did
you're
you see
alive.
those people kicking my ass? Yeah, I was taking pictures and stuff. I got it on video. It was awesome. Yeah, can you go get them? I guess now I can.
I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't know. You know, and I'm not even 100% sure. I didn't vote. I voted for Trump because I'm not an idiot, and I could see based on the choices what that was going to mean for America. But I don't want him to go after as in a vendetta to get back at people. I want there to be consequences for bad actions in Washington.
You think
know what I mean?
Once a ruling on the auto pen happens about pardons, if
What did you think of the whole auto pen picture?
that was
First, I thought it
hilarious.
was fake, and then I kept seeing
No,
it.
it
I
was
was like, oh, no,
real.
that was
You know what?
real.
Here's the thing. So everyone's talking shit and saying that Trump, oh, well, Trump's super immature. He needs to grow up. If Biden would have done it and it got to Trump and it was in orange, I would laugh my ass off
Yeah. Things
because
are
I have a
funny.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like no,
funny.
it's a super awesome bird. And there's a little bit of truth to it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's what makes it so funny. So they're like, oh, you guys would be so upset. I'm like, no, I wouldn't.
I mean, do you think if they do find out the auto pen fucking pardons are aren't real, people like Fauci and a bunch of those people that are pardoned from the J6 committee, you think they will be indicted
I think,
or at least investigated?
well, see, I think they need to be questioned under oath. I would rather them keep the pardon and then be questioned under oath publicly and have to answer truthfully, because
so they
then
can't-
if they did, because you can't plead the fifth, and then if they found out that they were lying, then I would definitely charge them with that crime. But I would almost rather have that and have them have to go out on the public airways and answer the questions than, but yeah, if any pardon signed with an auto pen, I think should be null and void.
Agreed.
Was it pardon, and then what was the other thing? Basically, when, like, say if Mac goes to jail for being weird,
Rude.
okay,
Yeah,
and then the president's like,
crime.
I'm not going to pardon you because you are weird,
I don't want to
but-
say it's not a common.
something like that. But I'm going to sign this, and I'm going to let you out of jail. Commute,
Yeah, commuted.
clemency,
Commuted.
commuted.
So
then,
basically,
like,
I'm letting you out of jail, but you're still on your record.
yeah. What do you? So you were shaking your head, Matt. You don't think they should?
Commute.
Oh, I was shaking my head at the dog.
Oh, I thought maybe.
I thought you're like,
no.
no.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
No.
going to jail for being weird.
No, the
No,
dog
I was talking about the actual thing on whether or not they should be if the pardon should be
I just saw
rejected
it on
or not.
You did shake your head.
Yeah,
You
you're
weren't
like,
looking at the
"No."
dog. You're like, no.
Dog right there. Looking at the
Yeah,
dog.
you're all up in the camera like, no.
No.
See? That right there, America, is why Matt spent some time in the big house.
It's on the
neither
internet
confirm nor
forever.
deny that.
It's on the internet. Must be true.
What do you think of Kamala's book tour?
Good
It's a
God.
disaster.
What? Why? Why?
God,
It's like, you know it's going to turn into crap. And you know you're going to have to answer questions and think on top of your head. Why?
Yeah. I didn't pick Pete Buttigieg because he's not, because he's gay. I just did it because he's gay. That's basically what she said.
Yeah. No, you didn't hear me right. It's not because he's gay. It's because
He was gay.
he was gay. But it's because I'm a woman of color, and it's not because he's gay, but it's because he's gay.
He likes other men.
Here's where the wheels fell off on every single thing. So there was a person that did a 3-way side-by-side. Everything she says when she goes on these shows to talk about her book, it's all scripted. Word for word, total verbatim. And then when she gets done reading her script or reciting the memorized script that she did,
She keeps talking.
she gets asked questions.
Oh, yeah. That's where
And-
things.
That
I mean, I guess
she's still
it's-
the front runner for presidential, to run for president in 2028 for the Democrat Party.
probably not after the book.
Well,
No,
see, that's
still-
a weird
still.
thing, though.
Not
like-
after the book.
By she's got 30%. I think the next highest person, Gavin Newsom, was 17.
Well, that's the thing that they're saying. She wrote this book to basically make herself relevant and then, I guess, kind of get a leg up on all the other people that are running. But it's like you're so horrible.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and
don't
then
know,
she's
I mean-
blaming everybody for losing the election. And then she goes on to say, oh, there's so many stars in the Democratic Party. There's so many people that could be president, not just one person. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Is there, are there though?
Is there?
Is there?
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Really?
Really? Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I would love to have her on the show. Think she'd do it?
No.
No.
Because we'd just be like, what?
Stop talking.
Do you have a translator?
That's what would be funny. Get her on the show and get her talking and just be like, yeah, so what's this? And then she gives some, weird, awkward frickin' answer and starts laughing. Like, oh, yeah, we got that. It's like, and just keep playing it over and
We
over
should
again.
just play it as she's talking.
Yeah, it's like, so, Kamala, welcome to the show. It's like they wouldn't let us keep, that's the only thing they would let us air. And they paid us a lot of money to only air that. I thought it was a 3-hour interview. Yeah, and the only usable thing we got was. Just saying. I mean, I'm just assuming that's kind of how it would go.
That's exactly how it would go.
So, Kamala, welcome to the show. Why do you hate gays?
Why do you hate people?
Did you see that thing going around where they're saying that her stepdaughter is the left's Sweeney, whatever her name is?
Sydney Sweet. Have you seen her stepdaughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
nothing. She is what you would.
It's
see
not nice, but, she's
homely.
homely. That's a good way of putting it.
She's what you think of when you think of a liberal.
Unibrow, hairy armpits.
Her stepdaughter,
Yep.
Yeah.
Ella Emhoff.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like a SNL character.
I
Pat.
don't know. The one that they're floating around, she's like, all like, look at me. I'm a model with
She's a
hairy
model?
armpits. She just looks like she smells like sandalwood. And
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Kristen Wiig character.
Yeah.
and she's
Not a
more
good
liberal
one.
than Kamala.
Yeah, she is super liberal.
Very, and the funny thing is, always people are like, I'm all about love
What's
and
funny
understanding.
is she's Jewish. I'm pretty sure she's pro-Palestine. So
Well, that's what's funny about them because they like all these left wing, far left ladies are like, we're all about love and acceptance and understanding, and then when they're not talking, their face just looks like it's hurting them.
well, yeah.
You better love what I tell you to love. I'm gonna hate on you real bad.
It's like
What do you
it's
mean?
the De Niro face.
That's what it is. He's got it too. Maybe he started it and
He
spread it
started
around.
the De Niro face, and the liberal women just took it.
It's okay.
Could be, fucker.
It's like, are you going to the bathroom?
Could be, fucker.
Can you milk me?
That's good, man.
That's actually a legitimate question that you can ask a certain amount of leftists.
Can you milk me?
Yeah. What about me, Greg? Can you milk me?
I
I don't know. Do you identify as a milkable human being? Then yes. It's like, what does that mean? Do you identify as no, just milkable.
That's milkable. That's how I identify as
Wow.
a cow.
It's like, what are your pronouns? 2%.
Because
So,
you
yeah.
certainly ain't skim.
You believe she got a $20 million advance on that book?
No.
It's like, man, I think that's kind of like, and I don't know why, with the amount of money that she burned during the campaign and how many people were pissed
I was
off.
gonna say, who would give her money?
That's what's so weird because
probably got it
that
from her
seems like the
campaign.
book
Probably
deal
filtered.
stuff. That's like, I guess that's not embezzlement. What's that called? But that's
Shady
like,
practices?
huh?
I don't know.
No,
Shady
like it's almost like
practices.
bribery.
Mm.
Where it's like it's legitimate because
It's
it's
laundering,
an advance on
really. I think it's laundering.
kind of money laundering.
Yeah.
Where like somebody writes this book, and do you think that's her? Because you can get an
No,
audio.
she had a ghostwriter. There ain't no way
No,
she
no.
wrote a book.
You can get the audio book, and it's her.
Well, she reads the book.
Do you
can
think
read
she
it.
reads it, or
But
do you
she
think
didn't
they had
write it.
AI do it?
No, she didn't let AI. I guarantee there was a ghostwriter.
No, I'm talking about the voice. Do you think she actually sat down and read her own book into a microphone?
Maybe.
I think she read some of it, and AI did the rest.
And then Biden was like at this rally, and he was talking to Trump supporters. I'm like, oh, he's giving him a hat. He's not going to put on. And then, oh my gosh, he put on the hat.
And cackle.
It's like, and I was like, Joe, why'd you put the hat on? So I don't know. I just think it's a form of money laundering.
It definitely is. I can't believe she's going on tour for it.
I know.
Doing so horrible.
Not doing any right wing shows, so it's interesting.
She is not.
What do you think of this whole Kimmel thing?
I don't know. I didn't watch Jimmy Kimmel. He's going to get. I guarantee about it. They're not going to renew his contract.
What do you
He's
think, man?
back on.
Apparently for only half the country.
Yeah. Nexstar and Sinclair are still not airing his shows.
And if you look at the map, because it's not like I ever watched it. I stopped watching late night when Leno retired.
Yeah.
And then they didn't.
I
Well,
don't think I've seen one of his shows.
when Leno retired and then they didn't give Conan O'Brien his due, that's when I was like, well, I'm not. None of these other guys are funny. But they don't play it here. It's not on.
No, I don't. Yeah, at least half America is not on.
Oh, I
You
didn't know that.
Matt? Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok. I watched his opening monologue when he came back.
Do you think it was
Definitely
a real
didn't
cry?
apologize.
That was such a fake cry.
I know.
He's done that so many times,
Yeah,
and
it's not
it's the
believable.
same thing every single time, no matter what he's talking about. But this one especially was just like,
Dude.
really?
Well, and you see the clips, like some of the skits they used to do that were like the shorts you would see with him and Guillermo.
Guillermo?
Were kind of funny, but like I kind of was thinking back because the only thing I ever knew him from was The Man Show, and then
Which was
that.
great.
But that's a funny thing. If you go back to The Man Show and you kind of think about that show, he really wasn't the funny one at all.
No,
I think
Adam
he kind of
Carolla
rode
was.
Adam
No, it was
Carolla's
Carolla.
coattails.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Or
I just
did
didn't
you
know-
enjoy his blackface, Matt?
Is Carl Malone?
No.
Oh,
Um, I never really had much of a problem with Jimmy Kimmel. I didn't think he was the funniest guy in the world, but I didn't mind him. I laughed at a lot of his stuff, and then when he did the Oscars a couple times, I was like, okay, yeah, he's a good host. And he's pals with half of these people. But then once he started getting more political and just basically a yes man for the left and everybody that would pay him money, it was just like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never. Well, someone brings up a good point. So obviously, I think we can all agree that him being suspended for the short time he was had nothing to do with the FCC or the Trump administration.
No.
It was pushback from affiliates saying we're not carrying this until he apologizes, and then he didn't.
Yeah, he. That's why they're still not carrying him.
He did the "I'm sorry you're offended" apology,
Yeah.
which is really the only way to apologize to the left. But when you say something like, because the whole thing with the FCC and why it's different for anybody who doesn't know for local channels is you are not allowed to lie on public broadcasting stations. Like you can't, and it's supposed to be equal. Like remember when Trump got that commercial during the Super Bowl?
Yep.
That was because Kamala Harris was on Saturday Night Live. So it's supposed to be equal. Well, none of these late night shows they're all, and the reason why nobody watches them is because they just bring on politicians or
Yeah.
far left actors and actresses, or I guess they're all actors now. And it's one sided. And then they're not funny because, and some of these people were kind of funny. The guy who, I think the only one in late night who's even half-ass funny is Jimmy Fallon now.
Fallon's good. I've always liked Fallon.
Yeah, he's not really political, so I have no
No,
problem
the
with
only
He
that.
thing-
tries to stay kind of clear of that, I think. He does
is a
what he
smart
needs
move.
to and then lives on.
But I think this late night TV or any kind of late night network TV is just out the window anyways. Because people aren't staying up at 10:30 or whatever, 9:30, 11:30 at night to, depending on what time zone, but to watch these shows when they just got Netflix or something to stream on and just fall asleep to that shit instead of
Yeah, Hulu
You
will
know,
put it on.
instead
Hulu
of
will
watching-
put on the late nights. Sorry.
just watching Jimmy Kimmel.
You don't
And
apologize
every
for
5
interrupting
minutes you get
Kevin,
a
Matt.
fucking pharma commercial. I mean,
Yeah.
no
Oh,
one wants to
man.
watch pharma commercials, as they fall asleep.
Well, like I said, I haven't watched the show because it's just these people they're trying to be funny by being spiteful. It's not funny.
No.
And I was curious. I kind of want to watch a show, which I can't down here, but just to see if all the commercials are pharma commercials,
I think they pretty much
which
are.
almost every dang channel has got 3 or 4 some kind
Every
of
news channel for sure.
Oh yeah, and the weird thing is even Fox is like,
Oh yeah, no, Fox is just as bad as all of them.
do you feel bad from the 6 other medications you're taking? Well, take one more to
Yeah.
make all those go away, and then the only other side effect will be an excessively itchy ass
Or death.
or death.
Or death. May cause death.
And in some strange, very rare circumstances, you can actually die from an itchy ass.
Yeah. Sometimes you lose. In some cases, you may lose your bowel movement.
Here's what I don't get. Okay, Matt, you can contest to this. We've talked. What is up with all these medications, and they all seem to have the side effect of a gooch infection?
We've talked.
My gooch is infected.
I must have missed that conversation.
Fucking
No, you ever
Tylenol.
noticed that? You might get a rash of the perineum.
Wasn't that a John Wick movie?
A Gucci? Where he had a Gucci?
John Wick perineum.
John Wick, perineum.
he took some Zeltrapone or something.
Arabellum?
Oh, there you go.
This time he's not flicking around.
John Wick perineum, where he just shoots his gooch.
Just going around. No, that's like, have you noticed that though? That's a very common side effect for most medications that you see on TV. They list them all off, and if they're always that, it may cause an irritated perineum.
See,
It's like, I know what that word means.
this is the part of the show I hope our guests don't watch.
Wow. I was going to say earlier, I was like, well, good thing he's gone. Good thing the pastor's not still.
This is where
This
we
is
make our
real
money, though.
stuff. This is how you
This is
fight
where
the
we
culture
make our
war,
money.
Matt.
With perineums,
Perineums.
perineum medication.
Yeah. Well, you need it after you take the other medication.
God.
Exactly.
You
That's
might
why
get
we're
an
such a
inflamed
sick
perineum.
society, because you take medication for the medication for the medication for the medication.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all you need is a little sunlight, orange juice.
Who gets sunlight on their gooch?
Nudist? That's an easy one. Exhibitionists?
And, on the whole, I think Preparation
Nope,
H
that's
feels
between
good.
them.
Preparation H feels good on the whole.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, nude yoga classes. I mean, so many reasons why that would happen.
All right.
You got anything else? You got any other stories? I did not write
have
anything
one.
down.
Do you, Matt?
I have a happenings of the day.
Oh.
I go to the bank today, and I think it's the first time I've ever been called racist to my face.
What? They watched
yeah.
the show?
Huh?
They watched
What?
the show? Did
Were
you
they
thank them for watching?
Taiwanese?
They were black. No, I go to the bank, and this guy is standing outside his car, and he has a baby in his arms. And he's so he's parked in one spot, and the next spot next to him is empty, but he's standing kind of in it. Plus, he has a baby in his arms, so it's like, okay, there's another spot next to it. I'll just park there, give him some space. So I park there, and he's like staring at me this entire time. So I get out, and I kind of nod to him like, hey, how's it going? And he just starts, he's like, what? This space isn't good enough because you have to park next to a black guy?
I didn't want to hit you in your foot.
I kind of looked at him like, I don't know if you're joking, but no, I was just giving you space because you have a kid and you're kind of in that spot. So I parked the open one. And then he just keeps going on at me. I was like, are you messing with me right now or what?
Are you fucking with me? Is this
Yeah. I was
my
like,
camera?
I don't quite understand what's going on here. And he just keeps going. He keeps cussing. I was like, and his wife's there. She gets out of the car and she starts yelling at him to shut up. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to go inside now. Have a good day, sir.
It would have been so much funnier if she started yelling at you too.
I also believe that would have been better for the story. You should add that part.
Man, that is random.
I know.
I'm
was
sorry,
just
Did
like,
you
trying to
take
give
a
you and your
very
kid a
long
little space
time to
here.
park? Were you like thinking about it too much to where the guy wasn't like, he's not trying to figure out whether or not he's going to inconvenience me by tightening the space for me to get out of the car with my child, but is it because of my skin color? He took
What?
5
No,
seconds.
we
It's my
like
skin
made
color.
eye contact, and then I was
Were
like,
you like-
okay,
Were
here's
you
the
like
spot right
looking
here.
at him
And
like,
it was a quick park.
ooh?
Yeah. Well, so when the eye contact happened, what did your face do?
Like, oh my god.
That is so
Hey,
random.
big boy.
Yeah.
My name is Fernando.
No, good thing he wasn't there. Good thing Fernando was not there. That
That's
would've been
so
real bad.
random.
It's really weird.
I know. And then I go inside, and I'm just like, I go up to the ladies like, did that guy just leave, or is he coming in here? He's like, no, he was in here. I was like, what'd you
Did he
do to
call you
piss him off?
racist
'Cause
too?
you just called me a racist.
Did you deny him a loan or something? What the hell?
They must have did something because they said he wasn't very happy when he was in there. I was like, did he call you a racist? He's like, no. He's like, well, he just called me one for being nice.
Yeah. We're giving him some space because he's standing in a spot he wanted me to park in.
Yeah. I don't understand because then if I would have parked in that spot, he would have yelled at me for almost running him over.
Well, that's just a sign that it's really hard to make anybody happy nowadays.
It really is.
Doesn't matter what you do.
I should have told him, no, I'm not a racist. I'm a Democrat.
Oh. See?
But
I'm
those words
surprised
could
you
not
can
leave my mouth.
drive. I'm a Democrat. I'm surprised you filed the DMV and got an ID and everything.
It's like, oh, you're at the bank? Here, let me pop. You know what? I have obviously offended you. Let me get in my trunk and get my foot tub, brush, and soapy water.
Yeah.
I carried just in case.
Yeah.
Was that in the 2020 stuff?
No, that was a Super Bowl commercial, wasn't it?
No, this
Oh,
is
no, that was
actually
2020 where people were.
during protests where white
Yeah,
people
yeah,
were being
people
led
were
around by
washing-
chains and
yeah,
washing
they were-
people's feet.
Yeah. It was really weird.
It was weird.
Oh, I don't remember
A
that.
lot of white guilt.
Yes. And if you have white guilt, it's because you're a racist.
And then
Yes.
Pepsi put Kendall Jenner in a commercial where she hands out Pepsi to the protesters and the cops.
He's Kendall
weird.
Jenner.
It was a weird time.
Is that the perfume person?
Look her up.
It's one
Just
of the
look her up.
one of the
She's a Kardashian.
Kardashians.
She's a Kardashian sister.
We've gotten into this before, man. I have no idea who any of those people are.
No.
I know the one was married to Kanye West.
Yep.
I think I mispronounced his name. Like
I'll send you the commercial.
No,
last
this
time
is-
we were
this-
talking about this. I
What?
think I called him Kanye Shelf or something. It didn't make any sense. But that was back when I was recovering from COVID. My brain was still kind of
Kanye.
mushy.
Yeah.
Like Kanye,
So
what was the
much better
guy's
now.
like Shelf? East? West.
West.
That's his kid's name.
What?
North.
Really?
Jesus.
And that, well, it could be worse. It could be Elon's kid's name.
Yeah.
One of the
What's Elon's kid's
15
name?
he has. The one that he named. I think this is the one he renamed his youngest one, right? He was born and named him like XZR 411.
Yes.
Oh, the one that was telling Trump he's not in power.
Yeah. My dad's the one who's really in power. Well, now your dad is fired. Actually, that sounds more like the mayor from The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if I can.
It
think of
does,
anything
Bacher.
I don't think I have anything really.
Other than Matt being called a racist.
I think that's pretty good way to end the show right there.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed you never really said you weren't.
I'm pretty sure that's evident that I'm not.
You're just saying it's implied.
Yeah, it's
There you go.
implied that I'm not a racist.
Well, the
Not
problem
in
is you're
public.
white, so
Well, when I was a little kid, I used to call black people purple, so that was fun.
it sounds a little racist. So.
I was like 4.
Did you watch the movie?
The color
Color
purple. No, I just said, hey, he's purple.
This just keeps getting worse.
He was good friends with me. I'm good friends with the guy. And I was just like, hey, yeah, it's the purple kid.
That's horrible, man.
I'm so glad this is on the internet now.
Yeah.
Well, you were
forever.
4. You were 4, which means you must apologize in writing and send it out.
Oh, yeah, we
On a
had
billboard.
good fun with that later on in life.
I'm sure. So you're still friends with him today?
Ish, but we went to high school with each other, and yeah.
Well, I mean, being that young, knowing someone and still being acquainted with him as an adult is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well,
good
I
friends.
don't know if I got anything else, Kevin. I can't think of
Nope.
anything. So,
Yeah,
all right. Well, this has been a really awesome episode. Matt definitely took it a different direction, but
Yep.
you know, it's fine. It
You're
was
welcome.
a weird
I want
thing.
to thank our guest, Pastor Jackson
Yes.
Lahmeyer, and hopefully we'll be back on the show sometime. So,
Hopefully, you did not watch the second half of this episode and he comes back on.
I don't think him and Eric Trump are turning this on. So
Hey,
that'd be weird.
Please come on, if both of you.
Yeah, Eric can come on anytime you
Mr.
want.
Trump, you can come on the show anytime you want.
That's right. We tried to do impersonations, failed horribly, so we just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun episode. So yeah, hopefully we actually can get him back on because I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I have a
There's
lot more questions.
So much more.
That
So
would be
many more
cool.
questions.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hopping on and joining in on this awesome episode. So until next week, I'm Josh,
And I'm Kevin.
And I'm Matt.
and this was the Lost Art of Common Sense. Common Sense.
Keep that final spinning.
And remember, don't be boring. Be a pirate.
And keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. See you next week, everybody.
All right.
I'm